What's going on, Neverwinter? And inside this video here, we're going to be talking about 7 things that you may or may not remember that happened when Mod 17 came out. 1 or 2 of these things are going to be obvious and probably something that needs more explaining. And then the other 5 are going to be things that you probably didn't know that happened. So, well, let's get right into it. Alright, so if you are still with me at this point, you guys want to hear what I have to say. Again, some of this you guys might already know, especially the last 2 things, but some of the stuff that it's probably gone under the radar and probably needs talked about in some kind of aspect, whether it be a video, a post, a Twitter, whatever have you. But I figured I'd make a video talking about these things. So for a second, let's take a second pause for the cause. While you're down there, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like that like button for your boy if you guys want to see more content. The first thing, and a lot of you guys have been affected by this, is the Hew System. The Hew System was revamped to now have group role and bonuses. So what that means is the leveling and the intermediate didn't require a healer, a tank, and 3 DPS. It just required 5 people. Sometimes, not all the times, those were hard to complete because you didn't have an adequate healer, you didn't have an adequate, tank, and you had a bunch of squishy DPS that couldn't really do anything. So they thought it would be a good idea to switch, which to me it is. But now you're waiting in queues for hours, half hours, however long, to get into a dungeon to get 12,000 or 20,000 AD. They have said that they're going to revamp it to what it was before, because me personally, it is more consistent the way it was before. Even though once in a while, 1 or 2 out of every 10 dungeons that you queued in for was undoable and unbearable, but at least you were queuing in from. The other 8 out of 10, no one had an issue, no one had a problem. And the biggest one that I had was the mini coin and the merchant prince. When they queued us in for that, it was kind of hard to do it, especially since the stats are reduced. It was hard to kill like the tyrant, or it was hard to kill all enemies before the vault exploded and all that stuff. So they are going to revamp it, and I'm kind of excited for that. Second thing that probably needs talked about is a level cap for professions and artisans are now at level 80. This means it will also bring new items, equipment, materials, potions, tools, and supplements into the game. Me personally, I think this is a way to start off with a new set of Mastercraft. I do think Mod 18 is going to bring a lot of new things to the game, for the simple fact that Mod 17 was kind of lackluster. It repeated all the areas besides like the 3rd boss room and the MEs and FEs and WEs. Other than that, that's another topic for another video. So artisans and professions, level 80. For those who are still running summon comps, you no longer are required to stand 100 feet within to get the bonus for bondings. That is big. That's something that should have been changed a long time ago. I know a lot of the dungeons that you have to traverse through like different platforms in different areas, your companions would get stuck or die and then be unsummoned, and you would never get the bonus. To me, this is something that should have been changed a while back when summoned companions were prominent in Neverwinter. Now with Augmented, obviously you're getting it 100% of the time, but this should have been changed a long time ago to combat that, not having your companion half the time in the dungeon, because the speed would make your group run so far ahead that your comp wouldn't keep up. Again, kind of late, but I'm glad it's fixed. Maybe summon comps will be more prevalent in the upcoming Neverwinter. The comp gear drop rate has went up. The Expedition comp gear drop rates have gone up. I don't have a actual percentage for you, but from the patch notes, they are saying that the comp gear that you get from the Expeditions have gone up. That is good because the comp gear from the Expeditions is best in slot. The Watcher set weapon set bonus stays with you through death. Before, the Watcher set was kind of doo-doo because if you died, you would lose the set bonus, and it was basically just a weapon at that point. With Tower of Mad Mage being so difficult and everyone dying, I'm glad to see that they have actually switched that into something more reliable. There's a lot of questions in the air about what weapon set is best, and so on and so forth. The Watcher set has got revamped. I don't know if it's more easily obtained now than it was before Mod 16, but the active bonus still sticks with you through death, which is big. Something that needed switched, and I am happy for it. Now, the next two big things are, one, you're going to know about, and two, you probably didn't know about because a lot of people weren't aware of what was going on. So, in Mod 17, Tower of Mad Mage, a lot of people, especially tanks, were switching to tactical enchantments on their utility to get the incoming heals. That has been cut in half. So everything from tactical incoming heals have been cut in half. Now, I didn't do a lot of research on like comp bonuses, like the quickling and stuff like that. I don't think that's been affected. I think it's just incoming heals on enchantments. So here we are. We're going to show you the bonuses. A lot of them were low. I know rank 15 tactical gives you 6%. So if you have that on all 5 utilities, you're getting 30% incoming. I don't know if it falls off at a certain point or not, but theoretically speaking, if you have 6 rank 15 tactical enchantments on your utilities, you're getting 30% of incoming healing, which is going to be good, especially if you're a tank, because once you die in long, and once your team starts to die, it's basically undoable. It's hard enough to do it with no revive sicknesses on anyone, let alone when your DPS or your heals or your tank have the revive sickness. I would advise you guys to run, obviously, the revive sickness boon if you have it in your guild. So here are the stats from 12s and 13s and 14s. If you're going to do it, you might as well go with the 15s. They're 1.5 mil and get you going there. And the last thing, and obviously it's been talked about before, is the fashions, the new appearances. To me, this is something that should have been changed a long time ago when there's more players in the game. But basically, when you break down an equipment, it goes into like this like inventory in your appearance tab, and you can switch that at any point in the game. It's going to cost you 1,000 AD, but it's going to allow you to switch it. And you can switch the colors, the primary and the secondary and all that stuff. And as you see here, it's going to show you where to unlock these dyes, what event unlocks those dyes, so on and so forth. To me, that's a big. If you guys want me to touch more on that, I will make a separate video on professions, on appearances and all that good stuff. And if there's anything that you want me to go through thoroughly, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make a particular video on that particular topic, because a lot of these are vague. A lot of these probably could use it more explaining, but I figured instead of making 7 different videos on these 7 different topics, I would make one video on 7 different topics. So again, guys, if you guys want to see more content from your boy, make sure you turn notifications on and subscribe to the channel. I can't appreciate all the support that I recently got from the Neverwinter community to help grow the channel over 1,000 subs. So with that being said, we're on to the next 1,000. So help me help you, and I'll see you in the future. Peace.